We always forget there's a
I always
countdown.
forget about that.
We're going to go live. Ready?
6 seconds.
I don't know. Hey, we're live.
Hi.
Woo.
We roped our husbands into doing today's podcast with us.
Yeah, welcome to today's very special Father's Day episode. Also, Mike, I hope you will appreciate this like I think you will, but based off of what Brittany's told me about you, I think you might appreciate this, but guess what number episode the Father's Day special is going to be?
What?
69.
Miss Brittany.
I think
That's a good opening trait about you.
Wow.
we're all adults here.
No, like as in innuendos. I don't know. They're funny, you know.
Every time we go on the highway, I gotta nudge her.
Yeah, every time he gets he gets the speed right to 69 and he's like, "Hey Brittany, look." I'm like, "Are you 12? Like stop."
Maybe.
She was telling me about like the innuendos last time we were talking, and I was like, so I know how we say Mike is Paul, but like he's actually me now. Because I do that too.
Yeah, like when how like we'll do anything. I'm like, "Hey, make sure you grab the receipt." I'll grab your receipt. And I'm like, "What? Are you what?" Like,
I am not that
you
bad.
You do. You like your little eyebrow goes up. I can't do it. And you're like, "Oh, well," and like whatever it is I just said, you repeat it, but you try and make it like all spicy.
Spice up the marriage.
I know. And I'm like, I literally
Keep
just
it real.
asked you like to like unload the dishwasher. Like that's all I did. That's all I asked.
I'll
We have
unload your dishwasher.
Yeah, exactly. Just yeah.
So we can definitely put in like sound effects. I don't know if you guys will hear this. I hope so. I'm assuming because we're live right now, but
Oh boy.
I maybe that's because we're recording or whatever. But the first time I played it for him, there was like a 2-second pause before, so we're like,
Oh.
all right. Well, I guess let's play Would You Rather Fatherhood Edition. Because I wrote some Would You Rather
Always
questions
fun.
down, and now I can't
I
find my
will.
post.
I'll make sure I don't answer for you, even though I'm pretty sure I'll know what you will say. I will refrain from saying his answer.
I feel like if we were better prepared for it, that should have been the segment. Is each part of the couple answers the same question separately to see if they
Couples
line up.
game.
That would have been good.
That's a game show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It was.
Well, I think people also play a couple. There's a version people will play at weddings where the bride and the groom sit back to back, and they'll each hold one of their shoes in the other person's shoe, and they'll ask questions like, "Who's the first one who's gonna fart in bed?" or something.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. I wanted to play that. You wouldn't. You're like, no, the wedding ceremony is very
It's gotta be solemn.
solemn, and I'm like, oh my god, like what?
Oh yeah, no games are reserved for the reception.
Yes.
That I
No games,
understand.
It's a somber thing.
That I understand. I was gonna say, so I didn't hear of that game for like weddings, but we played something like that for my baby shower when I was pregnant with Lily. We did like a who do you think is gonna, baby talk more, or and it'd be like, my friend Sydney picked Paul for like who's gonna use more baby talk, because like she was like, well, I've heard him talk to the cat. Our cat Noodle, like anyway, but so let's get started on these questions. So number 1.
Who's answering?
Both of you. Who wants to go first?
Whoever just like pipes up first, I guess.
Okay, so first question.
We're gonna both be silent.
Would you rather?
We can beat the system, bro.
It'll be really awkward for all the podcasters, like the people who are just listening, like people who are watching us. They'll be like, "Oh, okay, they're actually there," but like all the listeners are gonna be like, "Are their husbands really there? Are they just lying?"
Yep. And somebody just edited it wrong, and so like they just instead of anyway. So number 1, would you rather help with homework or help with school projects? We don't have children yet, so yeah.
Like, what kind of project are we thinking
So,
about? Because this
like,
sounds similar
science,
to me.
let's say like science project. Like they have to go and like collect 50 bugs or something.
No.
Yeah, you
I'll
have
do-
to like. I feel like homework is more of like a quicker deal, whereas a school
Well, if the-
project would be like a lasting
If the
thing.
project is
what
collecting
I was
50
thinking.
bucks, can I just short circuit it and give them 50 bucks?
She said bugs, I think.
Oh, bugs. Like, what kind of school project? I haven't been in school in a while. But...
The teacher's just like, okay, kids, like, like, can you please just collect some cash and give it to me?
No, Michael's
That's a
pretty
good
good at helping
project.
with homework. Like, because by the end of the day, okay, so we're both teachers, but I only teach part of the day. So then I come home and I'm mom the rest of the day. And by the time homework time comes around, I am done. I'm done interacting with my kids. I love them, but I'm like, I need a break. I'm done. So Mike takes over and he does the homework with Clara, and you do really well with her.
Yes, I can help with first grade homework. Thumbs up.
Well, it sounds like you're a professional. I don't know.
What about you? What would you rather do?
I'll help with the homework.
Yeah.
School project. That sounds like a whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to get out one of those
I might have to go
trifolds.
outside.
I don't know what my answer is. See, the problem is that like I'm not a dad, obviously, right? So when I was coming up with these questions, I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, I guess
You already do school projects with them. The coloring and the paper and the
oh
art.
yeah.
like
Okay. So I can be like the project person and you can be homework.
Yeah.
Also, you have this thing that prints Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Oh,
I make Lily like Band-Aid stickers because she loves Band-Aids. And so
That's cool.
Remember Molly would always want a Band-Aid anytime Claire had a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And then anytime Claire had a Band-Aid, whatever like appendage it was on, she like couldn't move the entire thing. So she'd have like a Band-Aid like up on her
Very
shoulder,
dramatic.
and she, like her whole arm would just be locked for the whole day. And I'm like, really?
Just get a cast on.
That's so cute. That's cute. So second question. Would you rather fold the laundry or do the dishes? And this is just like, I guess this is just a husband question. I don't think it's a dad question, but whatever.
I would say dishes because the girls' clothes are similar enough in size that I don't always know who gets what.
Oh.
And there's way too many categories.
Yeah.
So they have like different boxes for shirts and skirts and pants and shorts and jammies and blue clothes and pink clothes. And there's like 50 different categories.
Well,
and so like I can't sort out. I don't know. And then a whole bin just for tutus. Like, what is this? And Brittany's terrible at loading the dishwasher.
I think I take it as a challenge. It's like Tetris.
Chaos.
It's Tetris. I don't like put all the bowls in a row and like all the cups in a row. I'm like,
I will stop her, rearrange everything in the dishwasher, and get twice as much junk in because she's so chaotic.
I don't do like the rent. Like I put bowls with bowls and cups with cups, but I don't know if I'm doing it like I don't know. Is there like a right way to load a dishwasher? Like as long as like everything fits in there. I mean, I've had times where like I can't get everything to fit. But I mean, does it matter
as long as you have some system? Any system's better than no system.
Tetris is a system.
Especially inefficient ones.
Well, what about you?
I'll do dishes. I can stand there in one place and not have to go upstairs and downstairs and upstairs.
And if you're me and you have ADHD, you go up and down the stairs like a ton of times instead of like taking like the whole laundry basket for everything that goes upstairs. You're like, I'm going to bring the girls' clothes. And then you're like, oh, wait, I forgot this stuff. Oh, and this stuff goes in their bathroom. And then like by the end of it, I've like run a marathon and I'm sweating.
She's got all of her steps in.
Yeah, I'm getting my steps in. That's yeah. All right, so dishes, because all right.
Yeah, that's easier.
Yeah. All right. Would you rather go to a dance recital or go to a soccer game? If you had to like pick one, unless because I mean,
so like say both of our
Clara
kids.
is not the most coordinated person.
She's like me. Okay, but listen. Let's say Clara has a dance recital, and let's say Molly has a soccer game, and they're both at the exact same time. And you and I have to go. Who's going to which?
I'd probably rather go to the soccer game, I guess.
Probably because there'd be food at the soccer game.
Yeah, it's hot dogs.
Yeah, and you can like be loud and like whoop it up for your kid at soccer games.
Yeah, I'm not the person who's going to be yelling in like the auditorium when someone's doing a dance recital. But being an administrator, there's families that'll do that, and it just bugs me so much.
Oh my god!
Probably
like you said, our wedding had to be very solemn and serious. And so anytime there's any event at school, and someone's like, "Yay, Jason!" It's like, shh, this is a very the whole family's here. The dog's here. He's like, this is what did he say? A formal event. But he says formal event. He says it nicely and like everyone laughs.
Oh. Well, you said a soccer game because of beer. That's all you said.
What season is it?
So what season? Soccer season or does soccer go all year?
Fall. Usually.
Yeah, fall. Yeah.
Fall?
I don't know. Depends on the temperature outside. It's in Texas, so I don't feel like
we've been to soccer games where all the parents just sit in their car and they like honk.
It's snowing
because it's too cold.
Yeah.
Hey, good job.
Oh my god. I would feel so bad for the kids playing like
they're running, they're working up a sweat. I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. Okay. So now would you rather teach your kids how to drive or teach them how to swim?
Oh, dear.
That's hard.
These questions get better. Like I wrote them out and then I ordered them from like worst to best because I was like, this one sucks, but it'll be at the beginning so that I can like end and be like, yeah. But anyway, so this one's a little better.
My parents taught me how to drive, and it was a bad experience. My mom was a very nervous driver, which made her a dangerous driver because she'd like slam on the brakes if any tiny thing happens. Oh, it was bad. My dad was just not a good backseat driver.
Oh.
I do not want to teach my kids how to drive, so I'll take swimming. And
yeah,
we'll
I think I'd take swimming too.
School. Yeah.
I think I'd take swimming too.
Driving sounds more fun.
Driving? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's like always talking my face off.
I don't have a funny reason, so just that one sounds better.
I didn't really have a good experience learning how to drive either. It was both my mom and my stepdad, but yeah, my mom, like every time she's in the car with me, she's always like, watch your speed and like what is that and what are you doing, can you see that and blah blah. And so like I feel like I'm like always like when I'm driving with my mom, and so I feel like that makes it like more dangerous. So I feel like I probably had a better time learning from my stepdad. So I feel like maybe it's just a dad thing. Like dads would be a little like chiller, teaching their kids to drive, like because they wouldn't be like, oh my god, my baby. Like moms, I don't know. I mean, dads also care about their children. That's not what I meant. Just, but anyway, okay, and then we have the last one. Would you rather be mom for one day or pull an all-nighter at work?
I will say I'll be mom for a day because I've done things like that before. I have subbed in kindergarten and I survived. And I've taken care of the kids while you've been sick.
Yeah, but what state has the house and the classroom been in at the end of the day?
Beautiful.
Like when I'm not sick anymore and I'm like, I'm gonna get out of bed today. And I open the door and I'm like, what?
Yeah, but one day. See, one day is not bad. I'll be a mom for a day.
All right, what about you?
Oh, I'll pull the all-nighter. That's easy.
See, like as similar as they are, they're also, I guess, their answers have been opposite. I feel like, well, except for soccer game, they'll both go to a soccer game.
I'm not a good mom. Can't do it.
Guess that's why you're a dad.
Yeah.
Okay, and then before we started, or before you guys joined, we talked about. I can't see my cursor, so hold on. Sorry, I'm like, where's my cursor? Okay. We came up with this question that was interesting is when you think of dad, like what comes to mind? Like, he had, what did he say? It was kind of funny that I was like, Paul, when you think of dad, what comes to mind? So what?
I don't know. I'm a white dad in suburban Texas. I pretty much just feel like a more self-aware version of Hank Hill most days.
So like beer and like mowing the lawn.
Lots of beer, mowing the lawn, complaining about energy prices.
Oh yeah, complaining about prices. Like complaining about prices all the time. Okay, and what about you? What comes to mind when you think of dad?
What does it mean to be a father?
Like when someone says dad, like what's the first thing that pops in your head?
Guidance and teaching the kids, really getting them ready for the adult world.
Just scary.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility, getting these kids ready to go out on their own.
Well,
facing the dangers of the world.
Okay, so this was a few months ago. Molly fell asleep on the couch, and you had to pick her up and put her into bed because she was like floppy in your arms, and you looked at me and you're like, "This is the best part of being a dad." And I was like, oh, my heart is melting.
She can be so cute sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not today.
Today we were not cute. It was not a cute look.
Oh yeah. So yesterday was Lily's birthday. She's 3 now. Yay. But the day before that, so I picked her up from preschool, and she threw like the mother of all tantrums. And so I've got like the groceries ready for like her birthday stuff and whatever, and I'm like excited, and she's just screaming about everything that happens, everything that I say, and everything that I say, she's like, no, don't say that. Like, and then just like the mother of all, and then like I had a friend coming over, thank God. And I'd like gotten a bottle of wine at HEB. So I was like, okay, I have some wine. But like my friend came over and opened the door, and I was like, please just go play with my toddler. And I felt so bad because I was like, man, her birthday is tomorrow. Like, why can't she be happy?
Yeah, for us, the 3s, people talk about terrible 2s, but the 3s were much worse for us with both kids.
Yeah, we're figuring that. Like, she turned 3 yesterday, but I feel like she's been in 3s for a few months already.
Yeah.
Because, like, I definitely noticed, like, I'm like, oh, something has changed. Like, there's a disturbance in force, and I don't like it.
Yeah. What I've seen is the desire for independence comes along faster than the ability to be independent, which makes them really frustrated. Yeah. And they want to make all their own decisions, but they can't. And just leads to a lot of whining and fighting and frustration.
I was with Holly at like a doctor's appointment. We were waiting for them to call us back, and there's this other couple with like a little boy who looked to be Lily's age, and this little boy was like throwing a little tantrum, and like the mom was trying to like get him to calm down and stuff, and I kept looking, and I was nervous they would catch me staring because I didn't want them to think that I was like, oh my God, but I was staring because I felt so validated because like when you're dealing with that, like you feel like you're alone, and so like I saw like another mom struggling, and I was like like the Katniss Everdeen thing, like the
what did they do?
Like I wanted to be like
Boy
like
Scouts.
Well, what is Katniss? Doesn't she go like this?
Yeah, to like show her support.
It's 3.
Okay, when I want to upset Michael, may the force be with you. He gets so mad. Okay, so what is this?
That's Spock.
Yeah, but okay, but what's the history behind it, Mr. Gurr?
So we were just in Washington, D.C., and we had to go to all the Smithsonians, and we went to the American History one, which is amazing. And they had a piece of a Torah ark. So a big box would have held the scroll of the Bible, and it's like 200 years old or something. And there's a picture of a hand going like this, because this is a Jewish blessing. It's like live long and prosper.
Spock is Jewish.
Spock, the guy, Spock, he was Jewish, and when he was thinking of some alien thing, this is just a hand sign they would show in the Jewish parts of New York City.
Oh,
And
wow. I
Cool.
didn't know that.
Fun
That's
so I saw
nice.
that in the Smithsonian. Like, it's
And it's a New York City fun fact.
Mhm.
there
He
you go.
loves New York.
I
mean,
love
I do
New
too,
York.
but
Been
he
there.
like knows like everything there is to know about New York City. He's like the New York City encyclopedia.
I don't know
Mhm.
about that.
Very nice.
I know about
I used to go there a lot.
that.
You need like a Lego set for like all the big buildings in New York, like the
The skyline.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say building, but then I couldn't think of any. What's
Empire State.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll like be watching a movie and then he'll tell me like if they're in New York, even if like it's a kind of obscure like part of town, like he'll be like, I know where they are, and like he'll tell me like they're here. Like I'm not trying to make fun of you, like I think it's cool.
Mhm.
I'm just like I think it's really neat that he can, I don't know, but it's cool that yeah, you can just like recognize like I'm like that's just a random road, like that could be anywhere, and he's like no, that's
I'm pretty good at that in general. Like I always kind of know where I'm going.
yeah, I never know where I'm going. I
Me neither. Or I don't know when I'm going. I'm always like 48 hours off.
Mhm.
But like, not only am I going the wrong direction, I'm going on the wrong day. And then when I do
You're-
show up, like,
You're like at a doctor's appointment and you're like, I'm here to check in for my appointment. And they're like, you mean the one for like next week?
yeah, exactly.
I'm early. Is the doctor in?
So we live off of a state highway that runs north-south, and there's signs everywhere that say north or south, depending on which way you're going. She doesn't know which way is north or south.
I'm just like, am I going towards Target or am I going towards
Yeah,
other
I'm a landmarks person. I don't know streets. I don't know number. I don't know any of that.
Like every 100
I'm
yards.
not looking at the signs.
Lived here for 3 years.
I don't know.
That's why I guess like DC, New York City, you know, it's just it's a big grid, and so I guess it's like easy to get around, but like I still have no idea. Like we've been to
DC's grid is really stupid though.
Oh,
because they have all these like
They have the diagonals.
diagonal streets,
Yeah.
which screw it up.
Oh yeah. I just I remember we've been to New York a few times, and I still have no idea.
That one's easy because they're numbered too. So like you.
I feel like my brain, like I see numbers and my brain is like, nope, not today.
No.
Not today. That reminds me actually. So the first question about homework or projects. So I'm nervous about math homework. Like when my girls get math homework, because math keeps changing for some reason. And I don't know why. Like it used to be that math was the same everywhere, and that's why it was so wonderful. I mean, Mean Girls. Like, I mean, if you've seen Mean Girls, like she talks about how like math is beautiful because it's the same in every country, and you know, but now like it's different here for whatever reason. Do you know?
Yes.
Since you guys are teachers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People have been complaining about that for literally decades. There's this musician I like to listen to. He does like satire. His name is Tom Lehrer. And he was in like the 1940s and 50s, and he wrote a song called New Math, where he's all bent out of shape because of that. And yeah, every few years they just come out with different techniques, and some of them are they're good tips, but others are just insane.
Is it that they're trying to get the kids to answer the test questions more efficiently? Is that the goal?
Well,
I don't know.
One of the things I saw some video where like it was like a side-by-side comparison of like old way versus new way, and like the new way was like more complicated, like it took longer. So like I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, you'd think they'd want to make math more efficient, like you'd think that's why they would change it, but then I watched this video and I was like, that took you an hour when it could have taken you like a minute.
There's many ways to skin a cat, but some of them are not great. Honestly, they're just not.
Everywhere. You're just hacking away at the cat.
No, like we have to get new curriculum every few years for the school, because curriculums update, which is great most of the time, but every time like there's a whole new math, like the teacher has to like relearn how they want you to do it, and then they have to tell it to the kids, and then the kids go home, and then the parents are like, I don't know what to do. So it's not easy. So maybe just like hire a tutor or something like.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, math and I are not friends. We never have been. So I'm just gonna I'll let you take math homework.
If the kids are arriving at the correct answer, shouldn't it not matter what technique they use, or do they grade based on how you arrive at the answer?
I feel like when I was in school, like a lot of tests would tell me to show my work.
Yes. Oh, I hated that.
So
well, but does it matter how you show it as long as it is a rational,
The teachers want to know that you know certain techniques, and sometimes they want to teach multiple techniques and want to make sure that you know both methods. That's at least one answer. The other reason is so you can show that you're not cheating. You didn't use a calculator.
As long as they show some work and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the teacher. If you got a teacher who's really strict to the book, then you have to do it their way. But I've had other teachers who are like, as long as you get there. I like those people. I like those people better.
Yeah. I just math. I don't know. I feel like my mom was really good at math. So my mom would she used to get frustrated with me a lot because I didn't understand things right away, and so I don't know. My mom just I would get frustrated, and so I think I had I developed a mental block because where I would overcomplicate things in my head because I was like, oh my god, it's so hard, and really if I just thought about it and it didn't have to be hard, but I would just overcomplicate things, and then solving for X or something, or I learned in some SAT class when they were just plug in a number for X or something, and then you can solve it that way or whatever. But I never thought of that, so I was always just hung up on why is there a letter here, instead of
this isn't a number.
A letter into a number, What'd you say?
I'm like, this isn't a number. That's one of the things. I'm these K4 kids, they cannot. They're like, this is number T. I'm like, no. Letters make sounds, numbers count. They're different. And I'm trying to separate them. And then they go to algebra and they're like, come back together. Let's have a party. And I'm like, no.
You get the Greek letters. That's always fun.
Oh yeah. I learned I learned ancient Greek in college.
Ah.
Yeah. And I was like, what? I majored in classics, so classical civilizations, ancient philosophy, ancient languages and stuff. And so I was really good at Latin because I, have French and Spanish. And so Latin, I was able to and the letters were the same. But then in my Greek class, I looked at the alphabet and I was like, huh? And then I was so used to being good at languages. So I was so mad. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, this is impossible. I pulled a B out of my butt at the end of the year.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's great.
So yeah, I was very surprised. I looked at my report card, or I looked at the report and I was like, B? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, but don't question it. Just take it and run. Don't ask if you got your grades swapped with someone else. Just run. Just take it. Yeah.
And I'm running all the way. Yeah. But
I had a college professor whose tests were so notoriously hard. He would just give an extra 30 or 40% to everyone in the class. Otherwise, everyone would fail. I always got an A in his class because I'd get 60 or 70%, and he'd be like, A+. Yay. All right.
So you're a history teacher, right?
Huh?
You're a history teacher?
Yes.
What kind of history?
Everything. U.S. history, world history, ancient history, even government and economics.
Yeah, he did economics this year, and they had fun. A faux stock market where the kids had
a stock game. I printed out my own stock, laminated it. We got Monopoly money. I made a whole spreadsheet and rolled dice to see if the stock would go up or down, and
did you have kids on either side of the room yelling at each other?
That would have been good.
We had a very small class, but there was only 8 students in that class, so And a lot of them were just very, very quiet kids
Oh,
for
they're
some
so
reason.
quiet.
Oh my goodness. Really drove me bonkers, but
Yeah.
yeah, they had a lot of fun.
It's funny, the exchange floor doesn't really operate like that anymore. It's computers yelling at each other.
Right, it's all computers. But we saw some YouTube of back in the day, and my goodness, even up to like the 70s and 80s, there's people with 2 huge desk phones, you know, and they're shouting in one and shouting in the other.
Oh my god.
Man, it was crazy.
That's great.
No,
Yeah,
seriously.
I don't know, because I never, like, I don't understand anything that has to do with that kind of, like, that's all him. So I'm just like, what are they yelling about? So like I used to like make up like what they're yelling about, like, I want this for dinner. No, we're gonna have this for dinner. No, like, screw you. Like, you know, I don't know.
They're literally trying to sell each other shares of stock. They're like, I've got 80 shares. Do you need 80? You need 70? Okay, that's what they were doing back then.
And do they like also yell prices, or like does everyone know the
Yep.
prices because they're on the board?
I don't know.
Yeah, they'll yell prices, what they want to offer something for, what they want to buy at. The prices that go up on the board are sales that have actually gone through. Those are the most recent sales.
So you don't watch those as
well,
much.
you can. That'll tell you what everyone else in the room is probably thinking.
Everyone's buying Amazon.
If everyone's buying Amazon at $100 and you're trying to sell Amazon at $150, no one's going to buy it.
Okay.
Because everyone else is buying at $100.
It sounds very stressful.
Every time
high stress, high rewards.
To do that.
It's computers now. There are it comes down to like nanoseconds now. There are big trading firms that'll pay millions of dollars so that they can get a cable run that's a nanosecond faster than the other guy's cable, so that they can execute trades faster.
Dang.
So
this one company spent billions of dollars buying a warehouse that was like right up on the coast line because it got their signals from Europe like 0.8 seconds faster than to the main New York Stock Exchange, and they made a fortune off that, just split second faster.
Wow.
Yeah, and so then we got to upgrade to fiber optics because that's way faster than satellite. It's going at the speed of light almost.
No, I'm like, it's going over my head. All this is
like
I
I'm
know
like,
this is,
whoop. Yeah.
I know this is very important information, and somebody needs to know this. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, the practical lesson in knowing that is that whenever an individual says that they can make lots of money on the stock trades and they can beat the mutual funds, they're lying, because they don't have $1 billion to pay for a cable so that their high frequency algorithm can reach the stock exchange a nanosecond faster. So it's like, no, you can't compete.
Yep.
My only question is why did they have to yell?
Because everyone's talking at the same time, and they gotta be louder than the other guy. So say we're both selling Amazon, but I'm louder. So I'm like, no, listen to me. Buy from me.
The cutthroat world of capitalism. There's only so much money and so much stock to go around, and everyone's chasing it. So
I would have been the worst person. I would have been like, please buy.
Too nice for the stock market.
Please buy. Please, can you have some more? Anyway. But yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that. I just know that you don't want to like sell, like you want to wait because things keep changing, and so you don't.
No
just
panic selling.
What?
No panic selling when things go down. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I know. Also, you mentioned that you teach economics. The only thing about economics that I remember is that there is no such thing as a free lunch.
Right.
Learn that in college.
No one's paying for it. Yeah.
You know that you're more economically literate than almost everybody.
Yeah. We talked about that for about a week almost. And we said, if you are getting something for free, where's the cost there? It could be a hidden cost. Like I saw hotels that say, if you want a free breakfast, it's $10 more. And they'll advertise this on their website. Book a hotel room for $100 with no breakfast, or $110 with a free breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's not free.
Right.
Or maybe someone is paying to give you that free thing, hoping that you will buy their product later, and that's what free samples are all about. Yeah, it's free, but they know that they're going to get your money anyway. So is it really free? It's the hook. Maybe someone else is paying for it because they're forced to, and that's government. They're forcing taxes to pay for things, and yeah, there's lots of ways that money could be used, could be spent. But nothing's free. No. And of course, there's the opportunity cost. What could they have done with?
I was about to say opportunity cost. Yeah. That's also something that I remember. What were you saying?
If something's free, a lot of times you're the product. Think of all the Google
There you
products
go,
and,
and
social
Facebook.
media products. It's because they're selling your data to somebody else.
Yep, we had an episode all about like internet safety and stuff too. That's so crazy to me. And like, I don't know, like I like social media as much as the next guy, but sometimes I feel like icky about it. I don't know. Well, what are your Father's Day plans?
We're going camping. Only we're doing Brittany's version of camping. We have a cabin with beds and mattresses.
It's a little cabin. It's like it's not like a cabin. It's like a little shack. Because I don't feel like fighting over the tent this year.
So we're going to Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park.
Nice.
And it has heated pools and slides, water slides and stuff. It sounds like a lot of fun.
We need that in New England because everything's always cold. Yeah. You cannot go in the beach.
My version of camping growing up was, bare bones campsite with a tent for 2 weeks at a time. No electricity for 2 weeks at a time, sleeping on the ground.
No.
Like,
I will not happen.
I haven't been camping in a long time, but I remember tents and stuff. Like I don't think I went camping in like an actual like cabin. I think only like once in 5th grade when we did like the Alton Jones trip, the 5th grade trip, and then once was like a Girl Scout camp or something. Just had like the cabins. But yeah, I've only ever done tent, but it's been a long time. I don't know. I love camping, but like I always get penis envy because I hate peeing in the woods. I hate peeing in the woods. And you guys have it so convenient. You guys have it so easy.
Yes, we do.
I will only go camping if there is a bathroom, not a porta potty. There must be a bathroom. I don't like
seat 5-gallon bucket.
No,
that's what I grew up with.
I won't. So last year we went camping. I think we're just gonna do it every Father's Day.
Yeah.
But last year when we went camping, so we have these 2 tents that have like a tunnel in the middle.
Oh, cute.
Girls have one and we have the other, but we can see them. And I bought solar like twinkle lights. Like they're not Christmas lights, but they're kind of like Christmas lights. And I put the solar panel outside of the tent, and then I put the lights inside the tent because the girls like having a nightlight. And then that way at nighttime, the lights just poof, they just like came on. And then if I had to get up and check on them or something, I could just see them because the lights were charged. So that was fun. Yeah.
All right. So since you guys have been camping with your 2 girls before, what age should we like wait until? Because I'd love to take them camping, but I don't know like when is the right time. Because Holly's 1, but like
probably 4.
4.
Yeah, because there's not so much for them to do usually, so you're gonna have to figure out some way to keep them occupied, and then just the change of scenery. Kids don't like things changing.
Well, like if they're like toddlers, they're just gonna try and eat rocks.
That's true.
And like bugs.
I feel like for camping, there really isn't anything for young children. Because when I think camping, the reason I want to go is so I can just sit and not do anything. And kids don't want to do that. You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go hunting or fishing or kayaking. I just want to sit in the woods. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, now I have the Blippi camping song stuck in my head.
Oh,
no. No!
My dad would give me an old, rusty, very, very dull hatchet and say, go in the woods and get us some firewood. I'm like 5 maybe. So I'd go in and I'd get all the tiny little twigs I could find and I'd chop them up into itty bitty pieces, and that'd keep me occupied for a long time.
That's like a Vermont thing. They're like, go play with sticks. Go play with some
play
rocks.
with a hatchet.
It's a
Hey,
big
when
Vermont.
I was younger, we actually went to Maine for one summer, and we got this summer like little house for a few days in Maine, and it was like right on the water, and I taught myself how to whittle, and that was fun. I found like a kind of like a thick stick in the woods, and I don't know, I had a little knife, and it was fun. I was like making designs in the wood, and took it like I spent like 2 hours doing this. Like my mom was probably like, "Oh, cool, I don't have to." Because I was like whittling away. Because anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up in New England also, so it's like a New England thing, and it's just in my blood. But
yeah,
but it was fun. But you were mentioning cold beaches, so on that same trip, I actually swam in the water in Maine, and I was so cold I was convulsing when I got out of the water. And my mom had to warm me up. She grabbed like a big flat rock that had been out in the sun.
Oh,
and
she like
put it on my chest.
Yeah,
that's so smart.
And so but yeah, it was I was like determined to swim. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was like, I am gonna go swimming. Like, dang it, like
kids have to go swimming.
Watch me swim. And so but I was like, woo, like afterward, because it was just like, it's 30 degrees. It's really cold, but I mean it's still pretty. It's pretty. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go in the water anymore. In Maine.
We like to go. I just like mostly walk along the beach. I like to find driftwood and stuff. And we took the girls, and they're like splashing in the water, like they don't care. And I'm going in almost up to my knees, and Mike's like, "Oh, it's too cold. It's too cold." And I'm like, "Oh no, you just gotta wait till you can't feel your legs anymore, and then it's okay." So it's gotta, once you're numb. Good,
yeah, I think that's how I justified it to myself when I was a kid too. Like, because my mom was like, "Don't go," and I was like, "But I don't feel anything now," and she was like, "Oh, that's so much better." I was like, "I don't feel the cold anymore," and she was like, "Okay, get out." Like, I was just determined to swim. I don't know. I think I was a fish in a former life. Or something. I'm always like, I don't know, or like whale watches. Like I was always the one like leaning too far because I was like water, and then I was just like, oh god. Yeah.
So we're going camping, but what are you guys doing? Because we're recording this on a different day than we normally do because we're both going to be gone this weekend. So what are you guys up to?
So we actually tomorrow we're taking the girls to his friend's daughter's birthday party.
Oh,
that'll be fun.
Pointed out that he scheduled the birthday party on Father's Day.
Yeah, because he seemed like he had been kind of like stressed, I guess, to like plan this, and so he kind of like put it to. He was like, "Yeah, the 19th," and then I checked my phone. I was like, "That's Father's Day," and he was like, "What? Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yep," and he was like, "Oh man, I guess."
Oh well, dual party.
But have like a Father's Day cake, and then have like the kids' birthday cake.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down for double cake. I love cake.
Every time we talk about birthdays or anything, Lisa's like, "I like cake." Like it's a statement that has been made probably more than any other statement. Like we're like, it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to have, mental health issues. It's all right. It's great. And Lisa, I like cake. we need to put it on a shirt.
I like cake. I mean, I do, and I'm proud of it. Okay,
we have
I'm proud.
3 cakes in the house right now.
Yep, I identify as I like cake.
Yeah.
Okay. What was I gonna say? But I did get him a Father's Day gift. Do you want to talk about that?
You got me a nice bag.
So you already gave it to him?
I got him a nice bag that matches his pants.
There you go.
My single pair of pants.
It's like there's a thing I found. It's like a membership, I guess, for like men. It's called Bespoke Post or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's I mean the boxes are like 49 to like 58 or whatever. I just wanted the duffel bag because it was a nice travel bag, but it was an olive color and it was nice. So I got that one, but then I had to cancel the membership. But it's pretty cool. It's you fill out kind of a survey about you, or I guess about like your spouse if like Brittany, if you are doing this or whatever, you'd fill some questions out about Mike, and then they like kind of tailor it based on your answers, and then you get like there's something new every month kind of thing. Cool. But like it was too expensive. I was like, I just want the bag.
Yeah.
I emailed them and I was like, can I please cancel this? Like I don't have the money to like constantly be spending $50 on stuff for Paul every single month, but like I just really want the bag, and they were nice about it.
Yeah. So what
Hopefully
are some cool things I've got you?
Just got back from a trip.
Yeah.
Telescope was really cool. That wasn't for Father's Day.
Was it? Your birthday and Father's Day are so close. Like his birthday's like next week. Yeah. It's really close. So sometimes I forget what I've gotten him a telescope.
Telescope is awesome. First time out.
We have your.
I saw the moons of Jupiter. I saw the rings of Saturn, and this is just a tiny casual.
Okay, tell me about the painting I got you.
She got me a painting of myself as like an ancient royal monarch with like robes and everything. And
that's amazing.
It was one of those funny Etsy things where like they have like 10 different famous paintings, and then you can like send in a picture of like your person, and they'll Photoshop their face onto it. And I was so nervous because he's the history guy, and I'm like, I'm gonna pick a painting of like a terrible dictator or something.
They all were.
Like, I don't know who I'm picking. Like
there were no benevolent monarchs in the Middle Ages.
And it's funny because it's like this like king looking guy or some royal, and he's like on the throne. And then the original, he's just like very like, but the picture I sent of Mike, he's like. And so it's in his office. So when the high school kids or like parents come in, there's like this painting of him, and he's like, "Hey!" It's so open mouth smile. I love it so much.
That's awesome. So I can't move on until I say this, but so Mike, you just said that you saw the moons of Jupiter, but did you see the drops of Jupiter?
What?
Like the song?
Were you not alive?
Oh, is it a song?
I'm not really musically inclined.
The music so the music that Mike listens to is like.
Okay, I grew up with parents who with very strict music ideas, and we had a giant collection of about 200 classical music CDs.
That's all he listened to.
That's all I was given, and there was no internet back then. Actually, I was taking our seniors out on a class trip last year. We did a class trip to New York City, and in the very long car ride, they got out their phones and stuff and were, playing me their favorite songs. I'm like, look up Carmen. I'm like, what's Carmen? Carmen, the opera. Oh, this is fun. Like, yeah.
That's me. Like when we're working together, like over the summer, we're like painting rooms in the class in the classrooms or whatever, and like we want to have the radio on or we want to have something playing. It's always like this little like headbutt, very nice headbutt, because he wants to play opera and Tchaikovsky, and I want to play.
Tchaikovsky's my favorite.
Like
1812 Overture,
Taylor Swift or something, and I'm like, can we meet somewhere in the middle?
I actually like 1812 Overture. I'll give you that one.
Yes.
I'll give you that one. I can jam out to that one. But yeah, no, T Swift all the way.
Yes. I want to be in my feelings.
Okay. I might be weird in this way, but I listened to an amazing symphonic rendition of the 1812 Overture so much that I could play all 16 minutes of it in my head just by thinking. And I would sit on a chair in my room and just close my eyes, and I would play the whole thing back.
I play music in my head too. Great. And yeah. Wait, doesn't everybody do that? Is that not a thing?
16 minutes, like
it's
to
called
the
being stuck in your head.
Oh.
Blippi goes on like that in my head.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll sit in my armchair and
okay. Oh, but the entire 16 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. I guess that's different. And then like cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only music I really listen to anymore is just like whatever is like fun, like let's sing about colors or like Blippi singing.
We're listening to in the car. Cows in the kitchen.
Okay.
Moo moo moo. Cows in the kitchen.
Molly got a book from like a yard sale or something that was Cows in the Kitchen, and it came with a CD, right? The CD has like 1 minute on it and then it loops.
Cows in
I'm
the
like,
kitchen,
you printed a whole CD with like one song. That's it.
And that's all she wants to listen to when we get in the car.
Just loop.
Can you cows in the kitchen? I'm like, no.
Plays like 10 times on the way to the grocery store, and it's like 2 blocks away. Like, what is this?
Oh my god, that reminds me. So when Lily was like all about her Baby Shark phase, we were watching the Baby Shark YouTube songs constantly. So I found one that was just the Baby Shark song, like the techno one, but it was on a loop for an hour. And I was like, so whoever made this video was a mom, because they got tired of always pressing back with their kids. So they were like, you know what? I'm just going to put this on like a loop for an hour. And then I was like, man, I see you, Mom. So like I play that for Lily, and I could like go like F off somewhere.
The techno version slaps, dude.
Slaps?
Yeah.
Is that what the kids are saying?
I know, that's what the kids say.
You guys would know more than us, I guess. But
well, I mean, I hang out with 4-year-olds, so he would probably know. This music.
What are high schoolers saying now? They don't say the music slaps.
I do remember I was teaching preschool, and I just had the soundtrack from the Frozen movie, and the Frozen had just came out, and I had come out, whatever. I was playing the music, and this little girl, like all these kids are playing with blocks and Legos, and as soon as Let It Go comes on, this little girl, she literally puts her hand on her friend's face in front of her and like shoves her so she can stand up, and she goes, "This is my song!" It was so good, and I will remember that moment forever. She's like, "I don't care about you anymore, Sarah. Get out of my way."
So Paul was like, you see the drunk club girl or something, but I was about to say like drunk me. Like I feel like that's me. I feel like anytime like we're at a bar and I'm just like, oh my god, I love this song.
Yeah, that's every drunk girl at the bar.
Yep. I am a woo girl. I will admit that. I will admit it. I it's okay. I've come to terms. It's okay. You know?
Yeah. There have been many times where we're at a barbecue or a thing, and I'll say something very, like we were just at volleyball yesterday, and I don't remember what I was talking about. And Mike's like, "Oh, Brittany," like, oh. And I'm like, "I'm funny, and I don't care if I'm loud and I'm embarrassing. It's funny, and everyone likes it. So I'm just gonna keep talking." And he's just like, "I don't know her."
Here I am talking stocks with the other dads in the volleyball game.
Yeah, that's what we do when we get drunk. We just talk business.
Yeah, I've been drinking with like him and his like work friends before, and I'm just like,
I don't know what to
you
talk
guys are just talking about computers? Like we're a bar.
Computers.
Numbers, cellular
just
power,
computers. I don't know.
Have you seen this computer?
What about this? Yeah, like every time I have a computer problem, like if my laptop or whatever, like I always ask him, because I'm like, aren't you a computer guy? And he's like, no.
Why would I know how to fix that?
Because like he's a software engineer, and so like if I have like a mechanical like a problem with my laptop, he's like, Lisa, I don't know. And I'm like, but computers.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's like when I ask you to fix something around the house, I'm like, you can fix that, and you're like, that's electrical, and I'm like, I don't know, just go on YouTube, figure it out. You've gotten a lot better.
I have limited electric skills.
Electricity scares me though. Like, just if you're gonna wire something wrong, or you're gonna like electrocute yourself, and then you're gonna be stuck standing there.
Handyman stuff. That's dad stuff.
I'm just gonna hire somebody to do that. I don't know.
See, Mike hates when I ask him to do handyman stuff, or well, not just not handyman. When I'm asking him to build something for me, because I am very cheap, and I'm like, I want you to build a playhouse structure for the children out of pallets that I found off the side of the road, and I want it to be structurally sound, and I want it done this weekend. And Mike's like, do you have plans? I'm like, no, I don't have any plans. I just saw this picture.
Or I go build me a swing set.
Or I took a picture like as I was driving down the road, so it's really blurry. But here, just look at it. Build this. And Mike's like,
oh yeah, I'm like that too. I'm always like, hey, we should do this, and then Paul's always like, okay, like he wants to know like how we're gonna do it, or like what is the steps, or if I say I want to like plan a trip, he's like, okay, how are we gonna get there? What are we gonna do?
I'm the guy that skips ahead to now what, idiot?
Yeah, like now what, idiot? Because I'm always like, let's do this, and he's like, okay, how are we gonna do that? And I'm like, I don't know.
What's the next step?
Can you just let me have this one? Like, please?
See, in every relationship, you need the dreamer and you need the realist.
Yep. I tell everybody, like, Paul and I we're like completely complementary. Like, you know, he has what I don't and I have what he doesn't, but like everything, like we're opposite in like almost every single way, but it works. It's good. It's good. But yeah, I mean, you do need that. You need, you know, because if both are dreamers, then like nothing's ever gonna get done because nobody knows how to do anything. Like, yeah, that's such a good idea, but like it's never gonna happen because, you know. But I do have, like, he gets tired of my ideas because like I have so many, because like ADHD brain, like, I'm like this and this and this and this, and he's like, Lisa,
pick one.
Ask me to do something that I can, you know, give me a task. Don't just say like I want to do this and then that's it. You know, I don't know. Anyway. Yep. Well, oh man. Well, do we have any other Father's Day related questions? I can't think of anything else. What's a Father's Day question?
How about what's your funniest father's moment? Like what was your best moment as a dad?
Oh yeah.
Like a real tearjerker. Yeah. Make me cry.
I've slow danced with the girls in the living room with Disney music playing in the background. Beauty and the Beast. That's how I saw it. You know, stepping on my feet.
Oh, you're up, bud.
I feel like this is a question I would have needed to prepare an answer for. I guess most recently, just the other night when like Lily's become like a big pain when going to bed, like when we read to her. So I just like sat and talked to her for 10-15 minutes, and that was you know, that made her want to go to sleep after, and so that was nice.
Oh yeah, so we decided that instead of like, it used to be I read a story and then he reads the story and then she goes to bed, and like that's very routine, but like lately I feel like she really likes to like talk to us and stuff, and so I was like, okay, well now let's just do like, we'll do one story, and if she wants we can read a second story, or we could just like chat. And so like I kind of left them alone to chat about like her week at school or something. I meant to ask you about that. Did she have some cool stuff to say?
She was really sleepy today, but the other day we had a nice conversation, and then she was sleepy, and then she went to bed. And it was nice.
That's so sweet.
All right, Mike, what is your best dad joke?
Best dad joke?
Yeah.
Claire's always I'm very spontaneous with my jokes. I can't just come up with one.
Claire's been doing tons of knock jokes, but they're like really bad.
Sense.
Like knock, who's there? Cow who? Cow with spots. Ha 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 ha. Like that's not funny. And she cracks up.
Humor has to be spontaneous.
Well, I should have like looked up a list of dad jokes. I could have just like read some dad jokes. I don't know. I don't know any like dad jokes off the top of my head, but my favorite joke, I can tell you my favorite joke. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
7, 8, 9.
It's so clever. It is my favorite joke. It is so clever because you don't even need to change anything. It's just the numbers. It's so clever. So it's my favorite joke because of the cleverness. It's because of the cleverness. Really does it for me. Really gets me going. What about you? Dad jokes? You got any?
I don't really pay attention to what I'm saying. I feel like if I've said funny stuff, you'd probably be the one that remembers it.
Oh yes, that reminds me. We're driving somewhere, and he always like he'll say funny stuff, but kind of like to himself. Like he just said, like he like mumbles stuff. So we were driving like to Pluckers, which is a wing bar or something, and he saw a sign. It said yard art, on just a sign that said yard. And so to himself, he goes, yart. And I like broke. I was just like, I died. Like it was like the funniest thing. Yeah. I don't know why. It just like, he was like, yart. And I just like, oh my God. Anyway. So yeah. Just because I'm always like, I love to put words together. So I don't know. So just, I think we were with our friends and like they didn't hear, but I was just like crying.
All of a sudden, Lisa's like dying laughing in the front. They're like, what's
and I'm like, yart. And they're like, what?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yart. Yeah, you're right about spontaneity. Man, I really should have like looked up some dad jokes. I bought him a book of dad jokes for his first Father's Day after Lily was born.
That's cute.
I bought him a book of dad jokes.
I'm pretty sure I got Mike one of those dad survival guides, but it was like ridiculous. It was like how to make a diaper out of a sock, and like just like the most random things. Like you're
never had to do that.
You're not really gonna do it, but it had like illustrations and it was funny. And I think I enjoyed it more than you did because you're like, this is like not very. I can't remember like big words right now, but he was like, that's not logical. Like don't they know there's an easier way to do this? And I'm like, it's funny.
Does every wife use the same voice when they make fun of their husband?
We're just poking fun. It's fun.
Do we all sound?
But I do use the same voice though. But like for everybody, and like it's not even when I'm talking about like I'm like Lily said this. I'll be like Lily was like, but like because like I don't know how to imitate people, so I just use the same like that's like my go-to imitation is just.
I did that one time. Well, I think I was in trouble when I was a teenager, and I think I was trying to imitate Dad. I'm like, well, Dad, well, you said, and he's like, I do not talk like that, and I was like, I was just saying what you said, and I can't say it in my voice because I'm a girl, so I need to say it in a man's voice.
Yeah,
and he got mad at me. I don't talk like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I think like I was like we were talking about something, and I think like he thought I was being sarcastic because I was imitating him and I used that voice, and so he was like irritated, and I was like, no, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Do you have a voice for me?
Not really.
You don't have a voice for me. You're just like, Brittany said,
yeah, I use my voice.
You don't go up an octave. No, you don't.
Nope.
Paul has a girl voice. Should give him a taste of your
He's like, no.
Context has to be right. Okay.
I can't just do funny things.
Do you want to set the scene then?
Dance monkey.
Sorry, he's not a talker, and like I talk too much, and so I feel like again opposites, right?
Mm-hmm. This is why we're on the podcast, and you're just.
Our podcast would be 2 minutes, 5 minute stops.
The man podcast, just 2 minutes of dead air once a week.
So
I feel like people would like I don't know like some dad who's like tired of who's been like listening to his kids shout all day, like they'd probably tune in and be like, this is great. I love listening to silence.
You just hear like a beer sipping sound every once in a while. That's it.
There was a YouTube video of it was like supposed to be, I don't even remember what it was like they were trying to, it was like a joke or something, but it was like father survival or something, or they were saving a dad. And so they took the dad out of this room where like all his kids were playing, and they like took him into this empty room, and like they surprised him with like the silence, and he like sat down and cried. He was like, oh my God, thank you. I mean, it feels like that sometimes, you know? You want no more noise.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Noise doesn't bother me. It's just the pressure of having the children and having to keep them from not dying.
Yeah.
The noise doesn't bother me at all. Like, genuinely, they can be screaming and I'll just sit there. It doesn't matter.
I feel like he stresses out more about like safety stuff, which is that sounds bad. Like, I'm not gonna let my kids run around with knives.
Well, she can like crawl around and then I can't see her anymore, and I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah. Well, even with Lily too, like I'll give Lily something to play with that like I and my mom brain is like, yeah, it's fine, she can whatever, and he'll be like, whoa, Like there's a lot of stuff like that, or like then I'll start to feel bad because I'm like, am I putting my kid in danger? Like, because I'm like, you'd think that like as the mom, like I'd be more protective, but like I'm more like, like she'll be okay. Like she'll let me know. I mean, again, I'm not gonna let her run with knives, right? Like I'm not,
She has come running in with a knife before, though.
Oh.
To be fair, she found it, and I thought it was too far for her to reach.
Oh no. Yeah, before I came downstairs to start this, even though the girls were napping, I made sure we had a knife out because we were cutting a watermelon. I'm like, I'm not gonna leave that on the table. I put it way far back on the counter because I'm like, the last thing I want is like Clara or Molly running down the stairs saying like her sister stabbed herself or something. So I'm like, no, I don't trust them with this giant
missing a
knife.
few fingers.
Yeah, no.
Did I tell you about this might have been when we just started the podcast. I don't even remember like how long ago it was, but did I tell you when Lily had to get stitches on her toe?
Wait, no, I don't remember.
Oh, so mommy I was cutting she liked I don't know, like it was like little pickles or something, like cornichon. My mom, like there was a jar in our fridge, and so I was like cutting them for her because she liked them at some point. And I don't know what happened, but the I was cutting them on a plate, so the plate's like kind of like has a curves, and so the knife slipped and it fell on the ground, and Lily was standing there, and she like she wasn't like, or she didn't start crying, or I don't know, for a while. So I was like, she's fine. She just got scared or something. And like, she was kind of whining. I didn't see anything on her. Like I was like, there's, and then Paul like lifted her up, and then I saw like blood on her foot. And I was like, oh my God. And we called the pediatrician. He was like, I mean, I might as well just get like one stitch just to be like, go to the yard just to be sure. She needed like 2 stitches, I think. But I felt awful. And like he was mad, and like I was mad at myself, and I was just like, oh my God, someone like I just want to like go into a hole and like die. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The worst part about that, because like I was trying to tell myself like these things happen sometimes, it's okay, but then the hospital had me talk to a social worker at the hospital. Not only that, but they made me wait like 2 hours to like, so I was waiting, like we were getting discharged, we had the paperwork, but we had to wait 2 hours for this like social worker to come in and like tell me about not to have knives around my kids.
I told her to just leave. I was like,
what are they gonna do?
Yeah, they're just gonna like talk to you about stuff you already know anyway. So
yeah, she came in with like a printout of like, here are the things you shouldn't have around your children, and none of them were knives. Like none of it was about knives.
This wouldn't have helped.
Like it was talking about like cleaning supplies and fire and stuff, and I was like, but a knife fell on her toe.
Go get the other sheet.
I waited 2 hours for you to come in and give me like, she didn't even tell me it. She was like, so what happened? And then she just gave me this pamphlet that had nothing to do with anything. And I was like, okay.
That's got to be a great job. All you have to do is like give people sheets of paper. Like, do they pay someone for that?
Plus, the lady that gave me the worksheet was like training. I think it was like her first day on the job. So there was an older lady that was like supervising her. And I was like, you supervised nothing.
So they're paying 2 people to give you a sheet.
Nothing.
This is why healthcare is so expensive.
We need a whole episode about healthcare, because you two would know all the numbers and all of that. It's a mess.
Oh yeah, I've probably cost our insurance companies like at least $1 million by now.
Yeah, I like going to the doctor. I like calling the doctor about the girls. I get nervous about medical stuff, and he's always like, no, she's fine. And like, most of the time both our girls have been fine, but I don't know, I just want to talk to a nurse, and I don't know. But yeah, it's always, and especially nowadays, like it's just because of like COVID and everything, like takes forever to go to the hospital now. So I don't know, it's getting crazy. But yeah, we do need to do a whole episode about healthcare because it's insane.
I will say they give the kids, at least up here, they give the kids tons of treats before and after they have to get a shot or anything like that. Like when I was a kid, you got like a Band-Aid with a smiley face on it, and that was it. And my girls, they got like a stuffed animal. They got like 3 books. They got like a sticker and like
books at our
a lollipop.
House.
And
it's
I'm
really
like,
fun.
I'm really grateful. Like nice stuffed animals, like Beanie Babies. And I'm like, thank you. Like this is, I'm like, thank you for spoiling my children. Like I love that. But also, excuse me, where was my Beanie Baby when I had to get a shot? Because no.
Yeah, Holly had to go to the doctor recently, and they gave her like a tiny stuffed puppy, and it was really cute. And then they gave one to Lily because Lily was there with us, and I was like, "But where's mine?"
Yeah, I want
a little stuffed puppy. The dentist, so their dentist in Dallas, they had lollipops like at the dentist office. I mean, they were serving free lollipops, but they were still lollipops.
That's like giving out pizza vouchers at like a gym membership or something. Like, yeah, you gotta go to McDonald's or like go to Pizza Hut. Like, wait, no.
What's that stupid gym that kicks out people for deadlifting? They give out pizza.
What?
Planet Fitness, I think.
Planet Fitness kicks people out for deadlifting?
Yeah, you're not allowed to like deadlift or whatever.
Because it's supposed to be like non-judgmental, and if they see some chick deadlifting 200 pounds, all the guys are gonna be like, my feelings.
Yeah, it's that gym is for people who have no interest in fitness but want to act like they go to the gym.
Yeah, I go to the gym. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap too. I think that's why, because they don't actually like. They're just like, you know, they'll have like pizza parties at Planet Fitness. They'll be like, hey, like come in, run on the treadmill, and then have a slice of pizza. Like, you know. Oh man, I haven't stepped foot in a gym in like a really long time. Although if I did step foot in a gym and if I did start like doing anything, I'd probably like pass out because I have no like strength left. I have these mom arms though. So yesterday was Lily's birthday and I picked her up from school and she like ran at me and she like jumped in my arms and I carried her like all the way out and into the car. And then like my arms were dead when I was driving and I was like because you do anything for your kids, but then like your body hurts. You know? Anybody else?
Well, speaking of kids, I better go and make sure the children have not destroyed my upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
They're awake.
But yeah, you go ahead and you go assist the damage.
All right.
But this was so much fun. Happy Father's Day to both of you.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day. If there are any dad listeners, I don't know if any dads are listening, but happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody.
Yeah.
Do we want to say anything to end this? Because we also are recording this for editing for later. So do we want to say like any like? Do you guys have any father advice for people listening?
When in doubt, buy them a Happy Meal and they'll be happy. That's like what you're like, you want to go get Happy Meals? You want to go get ice cream? That like fixes everything. Let's go get Happy Meals.
Our kids are into slushies now.
Let's go get slushies.
I used to love, oh my God, when I was a kid, there was this place. We lived in Newton, Massachusetts. This is the last thing. I know you guys have to go. Sorry. But there was this place at the corner. It was like right by my elementary school. And they had the best blue raspberry slushies. I still remember how they tasted. They were like so good. So I'd always go there. It was like a convenience store. Like it was a hole in the wall convenience store. And then you would go in the back and they had the best slushies. Anyway.
It's always those places that have the best ones. Yeah. Always the little rando like gas stations that have the best slushies.
So when in doubt, get them a Happy Meal. Mike, is that your advice?
That's right.
Thumbs up.
What's yours?
Feed them.
When in doubt, go find mom.
Ask your mother.
Much better.
I love it. Okay, well, happy Father's Day, guys, and thank you, Mike, for joining.
Anytime.
This is fun. I hope you guys enjoyed us too, because
you
know we're gonna like stop recording and be like, oh my God, that's Lisa. Anyway, well, have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.